Hey guys, how are you? Today I might be looking a little bit crazy, and that's because I am doing a foundation review. I've been testing out the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation for, I'd say, the past maybe month and a half or so, and I do have some thoughts on it. I'm not wearing any face makeup currently. I just did my eyes because I always do my eyes before my face makeup, so today I am doing a review, demo, and wear test of this foundation, and I'm going to tell you more about it. This is what the packaging looks like. So it is a squeezy tube similar to the packaging of the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. So this is supposed to be for more normal to dry skin, whereas the matte one is supposed to be for more normal to oily skin. So I do have normal to dry skin. In the summer I do get a little bit oily, but that's because I wear a pretty thick moisturizer all year round, so that kind of makes me a little bit more dewy throughout the day. I have the shade 202 Creamy Natural. I did have the 203 shade, but that only matched me for like 3 days while I was really tan, or really tan for me because I'm pretty pale all year round. So this foundation says it lasts up to 24 hours, which I don't recommend wearing your makeup for that long because, at least for me, if I wear my makeup for that long, I will probably have one pimple the next day because I shouldn't be sleeping in my makeup because that's just bad for your skin. So it does have, I think, SPF 15 in it as well, which is good if you're going to be outside. And it's supposed to be a more radiant, dewy finish. So I am going to do a wear test and demo of this, and I'll show you how I like to wear it. So I busted out the headband and a ponytail. I'm one of those people that when I'm putting on foundation, I can't stand having my hair down or any kind of hair around my face. So that's why I wear a headband and a ponytail, to keep everything away from the foundation getting all over it. So for me, I like to prime my face before putting any kind of foundation on. Currently, I'm trying to use up, and this is the only one I have, the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. I just put it all over my face because I don't have another primer to do so, and it works fine that way. I don't love this primer, so I'm excited to be trying a new one after this. So I'm going to apply this all over my face. I don't need my primer to have my makeup last all day because I'm not very oily skinned really at all. So I just use the primer to help my makeup apply better, because usually I do my eyes first so that my moisturizer might sink in a little bit too much and it could cause some dry patches around my face, so I'd rather not have that happen, which is why I'm applying a primer. Also, my skin isn't really feeling the greatest right now. I have a really deep pimple on my chin that hurts really badly right now. And then this one on my forehead, like in between my eyebrows. I popped it yesterday, which I know is bad, but I pop my pimples. Oh well. So that one's just healing, and then I have some redness, which is just my usual redness around my face. Usually this cheek's the worst. This one's not as bad. And I feel that this foundation does cover my redness pretty well, especially if I do one layer all over my face and then I just put extra foundation on my cheeks as a second layer just for that part of my face. I feel like that covers really well. So I'm going to get started and I'm going to apply the foundation. As for the consistency, it squeezes out of the tube really nicely. It's a little bit runny. As you can see there, it's running down my face quite a bit, or not my face, my fingers quite a bit. So I'm trying to start dotting this all over my face. I'm going to be blending in my foundation with my Zoeva buffer brush, and this is the 104 buffer brush. It is just a flat top kabuki brush that is really dense. You could use any foundation brush that you like, but I prefer having a fuller coverage face if I am going to be putting on makeup that day. And sorry for the mirror, apologize for that. So I feel like this foundation blends in super nicely, but when you do apply the product to your skin, I feel like it does oxidize slightly. Like, it looks like a lighter color when you apply it, but then when you wait and look at that spot on your face again, it does oxidize slightly, but it's not bad because the product does blend in evenly. I feel like that blended in pretty effortlessly, so I am just going to apply a little bit onto some spots that need concealing to see if they cover that up a little bit more. My camera did cut me off while I was blending a little bit more product onto my cheeks, but now I'm going to try to see if it covers up my 2 pimples that I have. So I'm just going to take a little bit of product, probably around that much, and just dot that and see if it works. Alright, I think it covered that red one up pretty well. Now this one, the top one. So the redness is taken down, but I still have that dot. But that happens with every single pimple that I have in that area and every kind of pimple that I have because they're really raised, but they can be covered up with redness. Just the actual dot, the pimple, is really hard to cover themselves. So I'm okay with that. Just gonna keep blending a little bit. I do have a little bit of puffiness slash dark circles under my eyes, so I'm just gonna put a little bit there. Personally, I feel like the coverage looks great. I think it is medium to full coverage, but it is a very buildable foundation. One layer you get medium coverage, but if you have a little bit of redness and pimples, I would say just go in with a little bit more product and probably a foundation brush to get more coverage, and you'll be golden. I have used my Real Techniques sponge with this, but of course blending sponges give you a little less coverage because they kind of soak up some product, but it does blend really nicely with this, and I do love my sponge. It works really, really well, and I just prefer having a full coverage face if I am going to wear a full face of makeup. I feel like this gives a really nice skin-like finish. It does get a little bit dewy throughout the day, especially if I'm working, because I'm constantly running around because I am a server and I'm also a hostess, so I'm kind of doing both, and I get really sweaty and that kind of shows through. But if you powder your face once throughout the day, you'll be fine. And I also do set my face, so I'm excited to show you guys what this looks like throughout the day. I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. The rest of my makeup is on, so I put on just a tiny bit of concealer where I was still a little bit puffy, but I didn't put any other concealer on my redness or my pimples. So this is what the full look of the foundation looks like. And I did put on a pretty intense highlight, so that is not the foundation. So I think the coverage is really nice. I am going to probably check in at least once throughout the day, and I will probably check in before I go to work after a couple hours of wearing it, and then I'll check in after work. So I'm excited to update you guys. So I'm going to go on with my day. And before I forget, the time that I finished my makeup is 12:45 p.m. Hey guys, currently it is 2:43. Hopefully you can see that there. My case is horrible on my phone. It's been about 2 hours since I applied the foundation, and I can already tell I am getting a little bit dewy. Not because I'm oily, it's just because the foundation tends to get a little bit dewier throughout the day. So here is a look at my skin. I haven't done a whole lot. I've sort of packed for college, like going back to school, but not really. I've just been hanging out, and I am going to work from 3:30 to 8 o'clock at night. And at my work, I'm running around, like I said, and I do get really hot and sweaty in there, so this foundation will probably get pretty dewy on me. I might apply a powder right before I go to work, but so far the foundation is lasting pretty well, but it also hasn't been excessively hot in my house. Looking at it now, I do think it looks pretty good, and I am kind of nervous to see how it holds up through work because I do get pretty sweaty and I never really check after work how my makeup looks. I just kind of take it off. So I think I am going to put a little bit of powder on to make myself look a little less dewy because I know through work I'll be sweating like crazy. So I'll check in with you guys after work. Hey guys, I'm back for my final check-in. So the time is currently 8:08 p.m. So I've had this foundation on for a little over 7 hours. I'd say around 7.5 hours. So I think that's pretty good, and I haven't really noticed a whole bunch of like wearing off. Basically, I just got a little bit more dewy throughout the night because I was running around sweating, and it was a little hot in my dining room that I work in. So that's what the foundation looks like. Overall, I love this foundation. I think it has really nice coverage, but it still looks like skin, and I think this will be perfect for normal to dry skin, especially in the winter time, because it does get a little bit dewy if you wear a thicker moisturizer in the summer and spring, but if you wear it in the winter and fall when it's a little bit drier, I think it would just make your skin look so good, and I love this foundation and I will probably repurchase it, so I'm really happy with it. That is my review on the L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation. If you have any questions about it, please leave them down below in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.